Now let's study the types of fracture on the basis of the pattern. On the basis of pattern, the fractures are divided into transverse, oblique, butterfly, segmental, spiral and comminuted. So let's study first the transverse fracture. A bond break that runs horizontally across the bond as in the image at a right angle to its long axis. So this is the transverse fracture. The fracture line is perpendicular to the long axis of the bond and is caused by a beating or the bending force or direct high energy force. The next is oblique fracture, a break in a bond that occurs at an angle running diagonally across the shaft. So in the image we can see this is at an angle and this is diagonal and across the shaft of the bond. In oblique fracture, we can see the fracture line is oblique and it is caused by bending or rotational force. Next is a butterfly fracture, an oblique fracture that creates a large triangular or wedge-shaped fragment located between the proximal and the distal fracture fragments resemble a butterfly. So in the image we can see there is a wedge-shaped fragment and this is resembling the butterfly. Next is segmental fracture. There are two fractures in one bond but the two different level. A segmental fracture is a type of bond break where a section of a bond is completely separated by two or more distinct fracture lines. So in the image we can see there are different fracture and there are different fracture lines also. Next is a spiral fracture. A bond fracture where the bond break into spiral pattern due to twisting or rotational force common in activity like the sports, fall or car accident. So the first image we can see the spiral fracture and the second it is a section where we can see there is a spiral pattern of the fracture. Next is a comminuted fracture where the fracture is with multiple fragments. So we can see small multiple fragment. And this is caused by the crushing or compression force along the long axis of the bond. So there are small pieces of the fracture like a crushing or compression along the long axis is called the comminuted fracture.